Hello. Well, while this message goes out primarily to Kimberly Black of the Corporation for Supportive Housing, I first want to take a moment to do some public education on the issue of affordable housing. Now, affordable housing, the most commonly used definition is that a person is able to pay their rent or mortgage without using more than 30% of their gross income. And I have to clarify this, that there is affordable housing and then there is subsidized housing. Now, with affordable housing, you pay 30% of your income and that's all the landlord gets. With subsidized housing, you would pay 30% of your income and then the government would pay the other 70% and so that the landlord gets the full price that he's charging for the unit. So, for example, if you make $1,000 a month on your job and your rent is $1,000 a month, then with affordable housing, you would only pay $300 per month. The price would actually be brought down to $300 per month, and that's all that the landlord would get. With subsidized housing, you would pay the same $300, the government would pay $700, and the landlord would get all of what he wants for that unit. Now, those of us who are fighting for affordable housing are not adverse to the idea of subsidized housing, but they're two separate things, so there has to be that clarification. And so we are all for there being subsidized housing, but we do believe that we should first of all, set a floor for who the housing is affordable for. And so myself and my comrades are saying $20,000. If you make $20,000 or more, there should be affordable housing here in the city for you, which would mean you pay $6,000 a year or $500 a month. And so there should be units in the city that are $500 per month or less, so that people who are working can pay their own rent without government subsidies. And so with that having been said, I also want to say that the homeless have been bringing up this whole issue of affordable housing for several months now. And for the last two ICH meetings, that is the Interagency Council on Homelessness meeting, we mentioned it in February, we mentioned it in April, and then in April when we mentioned it, I also brought up the fact that they're sitting at the table every 2 months for 5 years now, and they're talking about what's being done to end homelessness, and yet nobody's being brought to the table who actually works on affordable housing to see to it that it is created. And Fred Swan of DEHS said to me that it was Kimberly Black's job. Kimberly Black works for the Corporation for Supportive Housing, and he said to me that it is her duty to work on creating affordable housing. I'm not sure how much she's done yet. I'm not sure what kind of obstacles she's running into, but what I do want to say is that I would like for Kimberly Black to come to the table with myself and with people who are working on creating affordable housing, people from Empower DC, people from One DC, people from LEDC. Those are all various nonprofits across the city that work on affordable housing. And so all of the heavy hitters who are really working hard on creating affordable housing should be brought to the table, and we should see what can be done, because the lack of affordable housing is the primary reason for homelessness in this country. It is not natural disasters, but rather the lack of affordable housing, and number two is lack of a living wage. And so it behooves all of those who want to end homelessness to really have a robust conversation about affordable housing. And so I would ask that Kimberly Black and others who are working on creating affordable housing all come to the table so that we can really get the wheels turning. Thank you.